a long time ago, in a galaxy far away, I remember a time when I was watching Durian Rider talk about all these people who had used the raw food movement to build their name or fan base or following, and then basically turned their back on the movement and then started to make fun of the movement, criticize it, shit on it, or whatever. And now I'm seeing that this has happened again and again and again, and no one seems to see what they've done. This is the funny thing. Is like when Kate Fruit Flowers put out that video about um, I regret being a fruitarian. It's like, Kate, you wouldn't have a YouTube channel without being a fruitarian. Like, you would not have a YouTube channel without that, right? And raw alignment, exact same thing with Elise. She would not have a YouTube channel. She would not have a following, right? Without this lifestyle, without the people she met, without the exposure she had, without the fact that it opened her up. That's what this lifestyle does to people. That's what they forget. That is what people forget. It opens you up. It develops confidence in you. It opens up creativity in you. It opens up your belief that you can do something else. Because you're no longer deadening yourself down with all this food that's just like sitting there in your body. You're eating this food that makes your mind, turn on, quite frankly. Makes your emotions turn on, makes you open up to things. I wouldn't do the fruit fest. I wouldn't have done the fruit festival without having done this diet. I still think I probably shouldn't have done the fruit festival sometimes. Like, it was a crazy idea, and maybe I'll look back if we stop doing it. I'll look back and go, that was crazy. Why did I do? Like, how did I do that? Why did I do that? But it was just because of the confidence I had in this lifestyle, and I was riding this wave of confidence and like belief and feeling so good and thinking, yes, we can do it, right? So, so Ravana, like none of these, like these are all empires built on the back of the raw movement. The reason I'm saying that is because it was using the uniqueness of it, using the fact that it was such a small thing, such a kind of a niche, such an attention grabbing thing, you know, that helped to kindle the start of a YouTube channel or whatever else. Obviously, they had the talent to keep it going, the hard work, all these other things, but that was part of it as well. And these people were exposed to a lot of this stuff at the Raw Vegan, at the Woodstock Festival. I didn't see Kate, but I saw Ravana and Elise. I don't actually remember Elise at the first time she was at the festival, but she was there. But Ravana, Elise, they were at the Woodstock Fruit Festival before they were doing anything. Before they were doing, as far as I'm aware, before they were doing anything. And Ravana was connected with Doug Graham and Rick and Karen Dina. Like, she had quite a lot of education in the movement. And at the Woodstock Fruit Festival, you're hanging around with people like Harley and Freely and Megan Elizabeth and Christina and all these people who were doing something, who had taken the message. A lot of it coming from Doug Graham and a few other people, taking that message and putting it online. And it was such a fresh and amazing message that it got so much attention. And the vegan movement at that time was like, everyone who was getting into vegan got into raw vegan. It felt like, because I don't really remember a lot of vegan channels at the time, but I remember seeing all these raw vegan channels, and it was a cool time. But yeah, I I think I'm surprised. Like, I don't know, surprised. I don't know what the mood is or the feeling. Um, People moving away from the diet, people having built something. And I really do think that the diet had a big impact. It's so funny to me that people say these things and say like, "Oh, I regret doing that. That was a bad idea. I was young, I was naive," you know, and all of these things. And um, a lot of this lifestyle, the people in it, are part of them getting to where they are. Whether maybe they don't like where they are, I don't know. But um, who are some of the others now who are raw or not raw or whatever? There was the Raw Bros back in the day. I think they still go under the name the Raw Bros. It's so funny because some of these people, they were raw for like a couple of months and they just kept the name because they blew up for a while. And some of them blew up because like Harley promoted them freely. Like other people jumped in and were like, oh, here's another great person. Let's promote this person. And Harley and Freely used to do that a lot back in the day. Like they would promote a lot of people, and it turned against them. You know, I was thinking about that as well. That Harley and Freely did a lot for other people in terms of promoting them, and then a lot of those people turned their back on them once they'd got a following, and it was kind of it was something that I saw at Woodstock Fruit Festival the second time I went. It was no longer the first time I went. It was people. The second time I went, there was more people there for the YouTube than there were in the first year I went. There were people there because they were building YouTube channels and they were consciously going, as far as I could see, to connect with Harley and Freely. It was a total business thing for some of these people. Happy Healthy Vegan being the absolute biggest example of it. They followed Harley around like you would not believe. They followed him around like a disciple following Jesus. They would not let the guy alone. They were constantly filming with him or Freely, answering question after question after question. And to be fair, they filmed a lot of other people. They did an interview with Doug Graham. They later totally shat on him because I feel they've got an integrity issue there where they like to pretend that they're doing it out of science or whatever, but it's not. It's a lack of integrity. I don't know. There's a weird thing about people just putting up videos attacking people online. Right? I just feel there's something strange about that. Like you interview someone and film them. You get something out of them. They do something for you for nothing, and then you turn around and attack them a while later, just because you don't like what they said or whatever, or whatever. But that's sometimes what success is built on. It's not just hard work, commitment and all that. Sometimes it's lies and like using people, and there's so much in success that is negative, that we don't actually, you see all the good stuff, hard work, hustle, strategy, whatever, getting a mentor, but there's lies and manipulation and nastiness and there's so much stuff like that. And are you prepared to do that? I don't know. But some people are to build a YouTube channel. Plant-based athlete was another guy. I mean, I'll let me pull back a bit. I may be being a bit over dramatic. They weren't following Harley around all the time, but it kind of felt like Harley was being filmed all the time. Freely was getting filmed all the time. Interviews. They're around. They're talking to them all the time, asking for and I thought that was kind of blatantly using the raw food movement to build your own thing, and then turning your back on the raw food movement as soon as it suits you. To be dramatic and then to build your thing again. Another terrible, the worst example is Nick Avocado, right? This guy is such a crazy guy, right? Nick is quieter than me in reality. He is I'm an introvert. I would say Nick is a little bit of an introvert or was a shy kind of person. Very quiet. An attractive guy. At the time, slim, attractive guy, gay. Didn't really get to know him. I would like to have kind of got to know him, but I kind of feel like, I don't know, I don't feel, I don't know, we didn't have the same circle of people. We're a different age slightly and stuff like that, so never really got to know him that well, but didn't have any bad feeling about him. And turned against the Woodstock Festival because he wasn't paid for playing the violin at a wedding that he didn't even ask to get paid for, and I think he was at the festival for free. So like they'd already given him a free ticket because he was someone being someone's assistant, which is kind of dubious. Like, how much are you really assisting someone? I don't know, but he was there for free. Another year, someone else paid for him. This is back in the days when he was broke, right? So people were paying for him to go. The whole thing was totally supporting him, right? And everyone was supporting him, and everyone liked what he was doing, and his videos were really good and whatever. And then the weirdest story starts to unfold, where he goes away from Raw Vegan, and he's like crying in his videos, and he's thinking about eating cooked food again or whatever, and all of a sudden, like, he starts to get this momentum going because people are like tuning into the drama of watching him cry and all this stuff. And then that gradually evolves into this weird thing where he's like one of the biggest YouTubers doing this crazy mukbang eating junk food thing, from being this total fruitarian. Like, he was a total fruitarian without, and one of the, like, a vision of health. A vision of health. Shining, beaming with health is what I remember Nicholas Perry, I think his name is. And he was pissed off at me because I used to send messages to him asking him to come to the UK festival, and he was saying, "Oh, you're just someone that spams me, and you don't really like me. You don't really want to be my friend." Like, no, I literally, when I was trying to build the UK festival, and I still do it to some extent, I would send messages to everyone, and I would piss a lot of people off. It's what I had to do because I didn't have any money to try and start a festival. It's what I did. I don't feel bad about it. I'm sorry if you felt offended by the fact that I sent you a spam message. To me, it wasn't a spam message. It was, maybe this is right for you message. If it's not, it's fine. But just in case, maybe it's right for you or not. It's cool. You know, I'm not bothered. But anyway, that was the last time I think he said something in a video about me. This is a long time ago. Because he was doing like loads and loads of avocados. He was doing loads of videos eating 18 avocados, 20 avocados. It just was a weird thing to watch. It was like, how is he doing that? How is he eating that much? And then he was feeling terrible, getting all these mood swings. Of course you're going to get that. You're going to get sugar going up and down when you're eating over 50% of your diet from avocados. But he wasn't just eating avocado. He was eating avocado and like tons of fruit. Like, he was like eating a lot. And I think a lot of these people, I think Nick is the kind of prime person to come back to fruitarianism. Of all those people, Nick Ocado. You might say, no, Ravana, Elise, someone. No, I think Nick, of all those people, Tim Sheath, blah, 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 I think he's the most likely to come back to veganism and raw veganism because I think he actually did it really long. I think he really did a fruitarian diet really long term. I think he really has that love for fruit in him. Maybe it's not good for him YouTube wise now, but I think he will come back to it. It will ruin his YouTube thing if he comes back to being a fruitarian. But I kind of think there's something. I think there's still a little of a heart of a fruitarian in there that will. I mean, he still calls himself Nick Ocado Avocado, so there you go. And that's really this video. I all of these people I know a little bit different levels, you know, different. I've been around them. Some of them I've more friendship with than others. I'm not going to pretend that I'm their best friend and they share with me their private thoughts. That's not the case. But I think that none of them really pay tribute to the raw vegan movement. And that's what I would like to see. Rather than say I regret it, say this was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Like, I got into this movement, went to this festival, met all these crazy characters. All of a sudden I'm doing YouTube. A year later I'm making a living out of it. Another year later I'm like basically famous, living the life I want, doing what I want. You think that would have happened to you if you'd stuck on the standard American diet? Eating junk food? You really think that any of that would have happened? You not think there was a magic and energy in the raw vegan movement, in the people and the festivals? I really believe it was. I really believe it was. And one of those people, no names, I don't care, I'm not mentioning any names. One of those people, I was part of a group, and we would share ideas about what we should be doing, and we would all help each other. And some of the people in that group did really well, like a mastermind group, did really well. And that's another thing that people got from the movement, the mastermind, the people talking to each other, you know. And I just don't think you would have got that from going to Veg Fest. I just don't think you would have got that from Vegan Camp Out or one of these vegan things. I think you got it from the Raw movement, because the Raw movement had people that were desperate to make a change to their life. Desperate to make a change in their life. They wanted to live in paradise. They wanted to change to a beautiful world. They wanted to make a better place. They had a real desire. The vegans want to have animal rights stuff, and that's good. But the raw vegans and the fruitarians in particular were looking for paradise on earth, nothing less. Perfect health, nothing less. That's what we're looking for. And that's the kind of high level of energy that you get from the raw vegan, from raw vegans, the fruitarians, the raw vegan movement. Okay, maybe not all of them, but I'm just saying that there's something in that, in the energy. And I'm sad, and there's other few friends that they built so much from the momentum gained from the raw vegan movement. They built so much, and now they say, yeah, I don't promote raw anymore. And it's like, oh, come on now. But you got so much out of it. Why don't you celebrate it? Thank you for watching the video. And if you want to come to a fruit festival, UK Fruit Fest, Woodstock Fruit Fest, Dutch Fruit Fest, magic happens at these things. Canada Fruit Fest, magic happens at these things. Rovana, Elise, Cape Fruit Flowers, blah, blah, blah. A name after a name after a name. These people wouldn't have got to where they got without the raw vegan movement, and you can do it too.